Hey guys, welcome to the channel if you're new, welcome back if you're a subscriber. Special thanks to all my patrons. My name's Neil and today we are watching Parasite. We're going back to South Korea, guys. We've done a fair bit of South Korean content in the last few months between Train to Busan, Squid Game, and now we're doing another feature. This one was the winner of my latest poll on Patreon. Thanks to everyone who participated in that vote. Yeah, this is the first foreign language film ever to win Best Picture at the Academy Awards. That in and of itself is insane and more than enough reason to check this out. It also won Best Director and Best Original Screenplay. That being said, I really don't know much about this movie at all. I was away traveling when it was in the theaters and that Oscar season, so I really missed a lot of the buzz when it happened back in 2019. And instead, I suspect, I have a strong hunch that it has, on TV it seems, to have a pretty strong social commentary, and I think it's about the class structures in Korea, the differences between rich and poor. I think I know that much about it, but in what kind of story that message is delivered, I really couldn't tell you. So I'm sure I'll have a lot more to say during the viewing and afterwards, so be sure to stick around once it's over. If you want to see my full-length reaction, check out my Patreon, patreon.com/NeilTalks, and you can see the uncut reaction. If you show up with your copy of the movie, we can watch the entire thing together from beginning to end. And you can hear everything I have to say. Unfortunately, I end up having to cut some things to get it down to a length that YouTube will allow for copyright reasons. Let's jump into it, guys. This is from 2019 and director Bong Joon-ho. This is Parasite. Well, it won the the Palme d'Or as well. Awesome.
아, 망했다 이거. 공짜 와이파이 못 쓴다 이제.
핸드폰도 다 끊기고 와이파이도 다 끊기고. 응?
Okay, so they're poor.
뭐야?
높게 들어야 돼, 높게. 구석구석 그 사사시 그저 해야 돼.
잡혔어?
잡히지.
On the toilet.
커피 나라 투지. 우리도 이 속도라면 오늘 중에 이거 다 끝낼 수 있을 것 같은데.
Oh, they making boxes for money?
요즘도 저런 걸 하네.
그러게요.
창문 닫아.
나도 봐. 공짜로 집안에 소독도 하고.
Free extermination. Yeah, but come on. Brutal. Yeah, you don't close the window. That stuff's literally poison. Dad wants free fumigation.
싸지 마세요.
Right at their window. That's terrible.
민혁이 오빠. 와, 뭐야 이게?
기후 만나러 간다고 하니까 저희 할아버지께서 이걸 꼭
It's a rock.
저희 할아버지께서 육사 시절부터 이
scholar
수석 쭉
rock.
해오셔가지고
Okay.
근데 특히 이 돌은 가정에 많은 재물운과 합격운을 몰고
민혁아.
다니면서
야, 이거 진짜 상징적인 거네.
먹을 거 사오지.
Oh man, they are like scraping by.
걔인가? 네가 그 가르친다는 거야?
박다혜 고2 부잣집과예요. 돈도 많이 줘. 나 교환학생 가 있을 동안 잘 좀 보살펴줘.
So he's letting his friend take over so that she's safe.
그러니까 그때까지는 네가 잘 좀 챙겨줘라. 너라면 내가 진짜
Trust his buddy.
아, 근데 그 집에서 날 받겠냐 이 말이지. 난 대학생이 아닌데.
구라를 좀 치지 뭐. 그 집 사모님이 뭐랄까. 사모님이 심플해. 심플.
Mom's a little dumb? Is that what he's getting at? Oh. Photoshop a diploma?
넌 이 좋은 실력으로 왜 미대는 맨날 떨어지냐?
날씨 죽을래.
저는 이게 위조나 범죄라고 생각하지 않아요. 저 내년에 이 대학 꼭 갈 거거든.
너는 계획이 다 있구나.
Just print it out a little early. I like that. Justify it. Can't find. This doesn't look like a residential street. How posh is this place going to be? Pretty posh. What a model family. Nathan Park and family.
뭐 서류 이런 건 필요 없고요. 어차피 민혁쌤 소개로 오신 거니까. 제 입장에서는 그쪽이 민혁쌤 같은 어떤 레벨이 아니라면 뭐 굳이 무슨 의미가 있나 뭐 이런.
Okay. Living up to high expectations. She doesn't seem
Is it
stupid.
okay with you?
Oh, she wants English lessons too. Yeah, she doesn't seem simple.
다이너 방금 뒷문제들 한참 풀다가 지금 24번으로 또 다시 돌아왔어. 그랬지. 만약 지금 실전 수능이고 이게 첫 문제였으면 넌 시작부터 완전 엉킨 거야. 맵박도 완전 엉켰잖아. 심장이 거짓말을 못해.
Is this him putting on an act, or is this the way he really is?
실전은 기세야.
여기 다의 영어 케빈 쌤이라 부르기로.
We'll call him Kevin.
네네, 케빈 쌤.
나보다 더 전문가야. 구석구석. 다송아 머리 정말. 우리 다송이는 완전 예술가 체질인데. 요거 한번 보세요.
진짜 상징적이다. 진짜 쓴데요.
Same thing he said about The Rock. Very metaphorical.
침팬지를 그린 거죠?
자화상이에요.
다송이의 이 천체적인 감각을.
그래서 그런 건지.
He's definitely playing it up, but he's good at it.
제가 사람 하나가 휙 하고 떠올랐는데 일리노이 주립대 응용
Is he talking up his sister?
한국 다시 나온 친구가 있는데요. 그 제시카라는 친구가 엄청 독특한 수업을 하면서 애들을 꽉 잡는다고 소문이 쫙 났답니다. 만나 보시겠어요? 근데 이 친구 약속 잡기 되게 어렵다던데.
제시카, 외동딸, 일리노이, 시카고. 과선배는 김진모, 그는 이사촌.
They're little hustlers.
그거 아세요? 다송이 죄다 설정인 거.
Faking
뭔
what?
소리야?
예술가 코스프레.
Artist cosplay.
오늘 오신 제시카 선생님 정말 선생님 사촌의 과 후배.
What does she think? Is she jealous?
제시카 여자친구죠.
She wants to know whether Kevin's got a girlfriend.
야,
Oh, and
제시카 쌤 되게 이쁘던데, 그쵸?
she liked the pulse taking.
관심 있으셨구나.
No, definitely not interested.
다이 너는
What did he write? The heart doesn't lie. Oh, going right for it.
한 스팟에 앉아있지 못해가지고 그거부터 이해를 좀.
That was a very weird kiss. Like neither of them know how or something.
저는 학부모와 절대같이 수업 안 합니다.
아 그래도 오늘 첫날인데.
Look at this classroom he's got. Like this isn't a bedroom. This is like a class, a full-on classroom.
언니는 학부모가 아니니까 들어봐도 되는
Oh,
거지.
she just needs to know what's going on.
그럼 내가 보고 얘기해 줄게요.
나왔어.
다송이는 올라가 있어.
What did she do to get the song all in charge? All sorted out.
저 어머니랑 둘이서만 얘기 나누고 싶은데.
아 저기 이분은 우리.
아니요. 자리 좀 비켜줘요. 다송이한테 무슨 일이 있었나요, 1학년 때?
What happened?
제가 생판 아무것도
What happened to him in first grade?
진정하세요. 침착하자. 미술치료 개념이잖아요, 그쵸?
그렇죠.
그렇기 때문에 저의 급여가 상당히 높은 수준으로 책정이 될 것 같은데.
제가 더 감사하죠.
수업 끝나신 건가?
네 방금요.
저기 윤 기사. 네. 시간 어때요? 괜찮습니다. 그럼 뭐 쌤 좀 모셔다 드리지 뭐.
He's got a chauffeur. All right.
댁 앞에까지 쭉 모셔다 드려도 될까요? 나 어차피 뭐 저는 오늘 업무도 다 끝난
해와역에서
상태고.
내릴게요.
네, 전철 말고
She definitely doesn't want him to find out where he.
남자친구 만나기로 했거든요.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The brother and sister, they're both really capable. Surprising that they're not already working well. Why don't they have good jobs? Okay. What is she up to here?
아빠 옛날에 대리기사 뛸 때 벤츠도 많이 몰아봤나?
Dad was a driver. Are they going to try and get the driver fired and get Dad in that job?
그럼 우리 바로 진행하는 거야?
내가 그 집 벤츠에
Or did she leave her underwear there?
그럼 바로 시작하는 거네. 와 여기 진짜 상징적이다.
He does like saying that. So metaphorical.
아니 뭐 인터넷에서 미술 치료? 검색한 거 썰 좀 풀었더니 헐 갑자기 막 쳐 울더라니까.
Good for her. Well, driver's not gonna last long.
아 윤기사 이 미친 새끼 진짜.
어우 이게 뭐야?
근데 하필이면 왜 내 차에서 그래?
She's not throwing him out. She's like examining him.
따라서 나는 그 여자의 상태가 매우 의심스럽다 이건데. 이해가 돼?
So Dad already thinks
정말
that
필로폰 코카인 뭐 이런
she was and she was drugged. I thought he was gonna go with the rape hypothesis, but
아 그럼 어떻게 잠깐만 좀 떼어줘.
잘했어요? 나성이 오늘 잘했나요?
근데 그분 무슨 일 있었나요?
아유 아무튼 그 윤 기사가 아유 우리 제시카 아직 어려서 뭘 몰라 선생 사람 많이 안 겪어봐서
근데 기사님은 원래 나이 드신 분들이 좀 더 낫지 않나?
나 이제 사람을 못 믿잖아. 잘 아는 사람 소개가 아닌다면은 진짜로 못 믿겠어.
and finally I assume they're gonna let the housekeeper go and replace her with Mom.
믿는 사람 소개로 연결 이게 베스트인 것 같아요.
The chain of
요즘엔 뭐랄까?
recommendations.
믿음의 벨트?
A belt of trust.
이게 뭐 테스트 주행 뭐 그런 거 아니니까요. 그냥 편하게 하시면 돼요. 편하게. 예. 길을 워낙 잘하시나 봐요.
38선 밑으로는 골목 핸들밥 30년 가까이
That's the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea. So he's saying he knows all of South Korea.
역시 코너링이 훌륭하시네.
Coffee's not even splooshing.
생긴 건 둥글둥글한데 그년이 속은 아주 능구랭이야. 어떨 때는 사모님 행세를 할 때도 있어 지가.
맞아. 원래 거기에 살던 그 누구야? 그 건축가 남궁연자 선생. 좋은 일자리 꽉 움켜주고 안 눕는 거야.
그런 여자를 도려내려면 우리도 뭔가 준비를 해야겠다.
그치. 계획이 있어야 돼.
Hawaiian pizza. That's a Canadian invention. Peaches are forbidden.
그 아줌마가 엄청 심한 복숭아 알러지, 응? 알레르기가 있다는 거야. 온몸이 새빨개지고
Oh, and they're gonna
곤란해 천시에
blame it on the dogs.
난리가 난다네.
아니야. 복숭아가 전혀 없는데 그랬다니까.
제가 들으려고 들은 게 아니라 제가 들으려고 들은 게 아닌데
Practicing his lines. Look how serious this family
아버지
is.
지금 감정인데 그것 좀 여기까지 좀 내려보세요.
어쩔 수 없이
결핵? 아 설마.
진짜 활동성 결핵 판정 받았다고.
Arriving in 3. Another pass of the peach fuzz. Man, this is a ruthless little family. But they're just doing it to get jobs, I guess, right? Oh man.
혹시라도 이걸 쓸 찬스가 있으면 대박이긴 한데.
Hot sauce. What are we doing with hot sauce? Oh, blood in the napkin. Oh dear. I haven't even talked about how beautiful this looks yet. It's very thoughtfully composed. There's no shot that's just there because it's necessary. Every shot is designed, but it's subtle in its artistic merit, if that makes sense. No one's showing off their cinematography, but if you pay attention to the cinematography, you realize it's impeccable.
원래 우리 그 아주머니가 갈비찜 진짜 잘하셨거든.
아,
I know someone who makes amazing spare ribs.
그리고 매사에 손을 딱 잘 지켜. 내가 원래 손을 넘는 사람을 제일 싫어하는데.
This family has crossed the line. I feel like.
다솜이 엄마가 원래부터 집안일에 재능이 없어요. 청소도 못하고 음식 진짜 맛없고.
그래도 사랑하시죠?
Of course. That's an odd question.
사랑하죠. 사랑이라고 봐야지.
We'll call it love.
대표님께서 직접 알아본 업체라고 말씀하시면서 드리면은
그래요. 네.
네네. 거기가 더케어 본사 맞죠?
네네. 전현자가 사기를 쳤어도 대사하려는 거잖아요.
If she wanted, she is a con artist already.
그럼 어떻게 해야 되는 거죠?
몇 가지 서류들을 좀 준비해 주시면 되는데 신분증,
Make them work for it. Makes it more believable
증빙서류,
that it's
바로 열고
important.
토지 대장 등.
Title to property. What are they planning? This isn't just about getting 4 jobs anymore. They planning on stealing from the family?
케빈 쌤도 많이 드세요.
Well, now they get to have peaches.
절대 들어오지 마요. 네.
왜 그래? 다솜이 그만.
똑같다. 둘이 냄새가 똑같아.
They smell the same.
제시카 쌤한테서도 비슷한 냄새가 나는데.
우리가 비누를 제각각 다른 것 같아요.
이 집을 떠나야 냄새가 없어진다고.
Are they gonna move into the house?
아무튼 우리가 이런 고민을 하고 있는 것 자체가 이게 얼마나 행복한 고민이냐 이 말이지.
It's all because of The Rock. Is there a lot of unemployment in Korea? My impression is that it's a thriving economy, but maybe that's not the case.
미디어 신박 사장님께 이 자리를 빌어 감사의 기도를 드리고 요거 하면은
Oh no.
김기우 방역 쩐대.
That video is going to be problematic, I think. Wouldn't make a point of recording it otherwise, I don't think. Are they all staying in the house? Oh, hammer throw! Oh, windows are going. Windows are going.
와 진짜 극혐. 계획을 네가 왜 읽냐?
And she's gonna read it.
뭐 좋은 취지에서 대학교 들어가면 정식으로 사귀자고 하려고요. 진지하게.
This sounds familiar. Same thing happened to Min.
나 그럼 이거 사돈댁 설거지하고 있는 거야?
Mom's got the worst job of the 4 of them, that's for sure.
얘, 얘도 작년에 결혼식 하객 알바 졸라 많이 뛰었잖아.
That's a thing? People hire people to be in their weddings?
부자인데 착하다니까.
부자인데 착해가 아니라 가 착한 거지. 뭔 소리지 알아? 솔직히.
I'd be nice too.
나는 더 착하지.
돈이 대등이다.
Money is an iron. The creases in life get smoothed out.
원래 이 집 운전기사던 놈.
The daughter's getting wasted in the
그
background there.
친구 뭐 지금 다른 데서 일하고 있겠지. 일자리 구해가지고. 그렇지. 더 좋은 사장한테.
Oh, Dad's beginning to think about feeling guilty.
진짜! 우리가 제일 문제잖아. 우리 걱정만 하면 되잖아. 어?
어울린다 그래야 되나? 이 부잣집 분위기랑 잘 맞아. 우리랑은 달라.
여기가 지금 우리 집이야.
Cozy's not the word, but very nice. Very nice.
이러다가 갑자기 박 사장이 탁 집에 온다 쳐봐.
Don't say stuff like that.
전기책 이인가? 바퀴벌레처럼 샤샤샤샥 숨겠지? 뭐야?
She's eating dog treats. Oh shit. Who would be ringing? Well, the housekeeper's got to get it, but who could it be?
이거
The old
거기가
housekeeper.
맞지?
부엌 지하실에
Oh,
물건을 깜빡
I don't know.
문 좀 열어주시겠어요?
Do we trust her? Well, they're not going to let her in because the place is a mess.
계획이 없던 건데.
그거 금방 하고 갈 거예요. 아우, 요리를 잔뜩 하시네.
She's a mess. Like, she's got sores on her face and stuff.
같이 내려가 보시겠어요?
This is super sus. What is she getting down there? She cut the security camera. Is she stealing the car or something? No, that's not. Go keep an eye on her. She cut the security camera. What is she trying to do? What on earth?
좀만 당겨주세요.
What?
당겨.
Why are you helping her? What is going on? Secret door? Oh, because she was here when the original architect. What on earth is here? Honey? What the hell? Honey? Does she have, like, people living down here? What is going on?
여보야, 배 많이 고팠지?
How long has this guy been here? He's been, she's been eating for two.
아무리 해도 안 열리더라고.
이게 다 뭐야? 걱정 마세요, 충숙이 언니. 내가 집 앞 CCTV도 싹 잘라놨거든. 나 여기 온 거 아무도 몰라요.
도대체 언제부터 여기 산 거야 남편이?
4년 3개월하고 17일째지.
So the whole time the Parks have been there, they've been living in the basement.
채권자들 이제 몰려오면 숨는 비밀방에다
If
뭐 되게
creditors
많아요.
break in, is that like a genuine threat?
빚쟁이들이 지치지를 않아. 그놈들 아직도 쫓아다녀요. 이 사람 계속 쑤셔버린다고.
사채 썼니?
Man, he could get called for Squid Game at any time.
돈이 코딱지 같은 돈인데 그래도 매달 꼬박 보내드릴게요.
들이 진짜 보자니까 사람 경찰 불러야 돼 이거.
언니
Oh. Oh,
야,
got it all on tape.
일가족 사기단 뭐 이런 거냐?
저기 동생.
동생은 얼어 죽을 아가리 닥쳐 이 개쌍년아. 내가 찍은 거 이거.
How quickly they turn on each other.
이 버튼만 누른다 그러면 저 양반들 꼼짝을 못 하잖아.
Brutal.
똑바로 안 들어 이것들아. 손 번쩍. 으이 썩을 것들아. 니네는 여기서 기껏.
Neanderthal isn't an insult, folks. The poor fighting amongst themselves to keep from going to jail and to maintain what little advantage they may have. It's certainly, it's so metaphorical. Whoa! What's she getting? What's in her? Peaches! Get the phone.
저기 아줌마, 짜파구리 할 줄 아시죠?
They're coming home because it's raining.
짜파구리?
즉시 짜파구리, 알겠죠?
So what are we?
거진다
20
오신
minutes?
건가요?
8 minutes. Oh my god. 8 minutes.
짜파구리가 뭐야?
She doesn't even know how to do ramdong. Is it like ramen? Udon? Some kind of noodle dish? Holy crap. Nice composition there. She just died. That was so muffled, but I think she just died. I think she died. Yeah. They think they're automatic lights?
감사 인사를 아예 단어째 올려보낼
Is it
때도
Morse
있고.
code?
다송이가 좀 아프다고 해야 되나?
What happened to him in first grade? What was the trauma?
다송이가 1학년 때 귀신을 봤잖아요, 집에서.
He saw the old man, saw the man, but he thinks it's a ghost because there couldn't possibly.
애를 키우면서 애 경기나 거 본 적 있어요?
That caused a seizure just seeing the housekeeper's husband?
난 그냥 여기가 편해. 그냥 아예 여기서 태어난 것 같기도 하고.
You know, he's gone ill.
귀신 나온 집에 살면 사업 번창하고 돈 잘 벌다가?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. I could have sworn she was dead the way she hit her head like that.
야 다혜야, 박다혜. 오늘 핸드폰을 그렇게 오래 해.
They're texting each other.
여기는 거실, 여기는 거실.
Oh no.
아빠
Oh, no.
대기. 마루에서 비상 대기 중이다. 오버. 저 그냥.
What a great shot. Those living under and those living above.
김 기사님 스멜. 은은하게 차 안에 퍼지는 냄새인데 그 뭐라 그래야 되냐 그거. 그 오래된 무말랭이 냄새?
Oh.
아니다. 그 행주 삶을 때 나는 냄새. 있지. 지하철 타는 분들 특유의 냄새.
They don't even realize how posh they sound. This is hilarious.
당신 저번에 그 싸구려 팔 수 있어?
This is hilarious. Oh my god. Oh my god.
잠이 안 온다, 오빠.
오바.
Oh my god.
그래.
Oh dear god. This is insane rain. Oh. What a great street shot. Look at these beautiful compositions. Every shot is them going downhill, back down, down, going underground, into the tunnels, down, down, down.
아무도 모르지. 무슨 일이 있었는지. 어? 그러니까 아무 일도 없었던 거야. 알겠어? 계획이 다 있으니까.
Is Dad gonna kill them? Kill the old housekeeper and her husband? I've got my own plan. You don't need to worry about it. That sounds like he's up to something particularly shady. It's just this entire sequence is just a descent deeper and deeper. Look at the rain. What the heck? Their homes, like, they're going to be flooded out. They're going to be completely flooded out. Yeah, totally. Oh, gross. Oh, so gross.
여보.
Yeah, you're kidding.
확실인데 당신이 안 보여.
Oh, there's smokes. Oh, God, this is disgusting.
나를 발로 밀었어.
Oh, he's getting there. Oh, get the rock. It's metaphorical. Get it. Is it SOS? SOS? What a disaster. Beautifully shot, but terrible. Are these all the people who were displaced?
절대 실패하지 않는 계획이 만족하네.
What kind of plan never fails? Not having a plan.
계획이 없으니까 뭐가 잘못될 일도 없고 사람을 죽이건 나라를 팔아먹건 시발 다 상관없다 이 말이지.
So, doesn't matter if you kill someone if you have no plans.
돌은 왜 그렇게 껴안고 있냐?
It's the one thing you took out. What would Min do?
얘가 자꾸 나한테 달라붙는 거예요.
시간 되시나? 아니 오늘 집에서 다송이 생일 번개하려고요.
아,
김이사님하고 벌써 통화했어. 빨리 좀 오시라고. 주말 수당 따로 드린다.
퍼펙트.
Man, must be nice. They're not exactly dressed for it.
하객진 형태로 방음 모양으로 둘러싸면서 텐트 가까이에는 바베큐 그릴이랑 장작이랑 뭐 이런 것들 막 구비해 주시면.
Geez, that's a ton of work. They're earning every penny they're getting paid, that's for sure.
파랗고 미세먼지 제로잖아. 어제 비 왕창 온 덕분에.
All the pollution got washed down to their house. Not even a clue.
아, 그러니까. 비 안 왔으면
She's spelling Mr.
어쩌냐고요.
Oh my goodness.
오빠 딴 생각했지.
Yeah, there's two people living in your basement that I need to kill.
잘 어울리냐고 여기.
He doesn't believe it.
내려가야 돼.
우와, 오빠 이게 뭐야?
He's gonna bash in some heads, I think.
그 순간 정의에 인대한 다송이가 짜잔 등장해가지고 도끼를 반겨. 전투 벌어지고 막 이런 거예요. 유치하죠. 예.
Yeah, it's beyond silly. The thing is like they're nice people. They just don't realize how skewed their worldview is.
어차피 오늘 근무인 거죠 이게. 그냥 뭐 이게 일의 연장이라고 생각하시고.
Yeah.
네?
I'm giving you money, so do what I say.
아무래도 그분들하고 얘기를 좀 해봐야 되지 않을까? 서로가 다 좋은 쪽으로다가.
내 말이.
So mom and sis are ready to come to an understanding, but I gotta feel like the brother's doing this to kill them. How did that not... Are they both dead somehow? Have they left? So many questions. Did she end up dying after all? She was concussed. I bet her skull was broken. No. Whoa. Take the thing off from around your neck, dude. This is crazy. Oh! What happened? Yeah. Oh my god. Holy jeez, he's dead. Do I fit in here? Nodding, sure. Oh my god. Well, the trauma's coming back. Let's say that. Look at his face. Oh my god. No one's helping. No one's helping. Oh. The kid's okay. The kid's just in shock.
Respect!
Man, this got violent and dark so frickin' fast.
그리고는
Oh.
의사같이 안
내 수술 직후에는 이런 경우가 있어요.
Is he not gonna know who he is? What's he being arrested for? He's the only one that seems to be in the clear.
사문서 위조, 주거 침입,
It all came out.
폭행치사 그러나 정당.
They're the only two survivors. Where is Ki-jung? Yeah, she died. Okay.
저는 계속
Where's Dad?
웃었습니다.
김 씨가 증발하였다는 표현을 쓴다 해도 전혀 어색함이 없습니다.
Is he in the basement? Yeah. He's in the basement.
나도 여기에서 건강히 지낸다.
What's he doing for food? Is he just sneaking out in the middle of the
자주
night?
울긴 하지만 워낙 끔찍한 사건이 일어난 집이니까 당연히 집이 금방 팔리지 않을 테고 광자, 문광님을 예의를 갖춰서 보내드릴 수가 있었는데
No, he buried her in the yard. This is a wordy letter for Morse code.
때마다 목숨을 간다, 목숨을. 근데 독일 애들이라고
Oh, Germans.
소세지랑
I saw a Swiss
맥주만
flag.
이만 줄인다.
아버지, 저는 오늘 계획을 세웠습니다.
Making a plan.
돈을 벌겠습니다.
이런 집은 아무한테나 보여주는 건 아닌데
돈을 벌면
귀한 분 오셨으니까
이 집부터 사겠습니다. 아버지는 그냥 계단만 올라오시면 됩니다.
Oh no. Is he still? How long has it been? How long was that transition? I'm gonna make money. How did he suddenly afford a house like this? Sometimes plans work.
그날이 올 때까지
Oh, it's still just a dream. It's still just a plan. Oh, jeez.
그럼 이만.
Oh, God. Still just a dream. Where to even start? Because I don't know what that movie was. I wouldn't. If you asked me what genre it was, what it's like, I'm not sure I could tell you. I don't know what to compare it to. And I don't think it's because it's Korean. It's just such a unique story. Clearly, it's about the gap between the wealthy and the poor in Korea specifically, but let's face it, it's a phenomenon around the world. But it didn't go into any of the classic tropes. This wasn't A Christmas Carol where Scrooge is an evil penny pinching heartless man and where Bob Cratchit is a heart of gold. The Parks were a nice family. They were just oblivious to the poor. And is it a crime to be ignorant of that sort of thing? I don't think so. It's so blatantly obvious that, no, maybe it's not blatant and it's not obvious at all, perhaps. But I think in the modern world, it's so easy to surround yourself only with people like yourself, that you can insulate yourself from knowledge of people living in different circumstances. And so these people who grew up wealthy and privileged felt that they owned their help. Like we pay you, so you have to do what we say. Come in on your day off, dress up like an Indian, make ramen in 8 minutes, whatever. Just ignore the girl who's bleeding to death on the lawn. My son just fainted. We need to drive him to the hospital. Our hero, I don't even know if calling them our hero family is the right thing to do, because I'm not sure that they were heroes. The central family of our story, they were neither obviously good or inherently bad. They were desperate, and poverty breeds desperation. When 500 university grads are interviewing for one security guard position, what do people who can't afford an education, what are their avenues? So yeah, you'll do anything you can for a job when money's that tight. And yeah, they took advantage of a situation, but they nevertheless they did the jobs they were hired for. They were good for that family until they found the other housekeeper and her husband in the basement, and that's when everything goes sideways because, unfortunately, the class struggle is so real, and it's so hard to get yourself out of poverty that the poor fight amongst themselves to climb out of it, instead of helping each other out. So as soon as there's competition, they turn on each other instead of keeping their attention focused on the goal, which is pulling yourself out of your situation. The story was just so well told because I'm not even sure who the protagonist is and who the antagonist is. It's just these two families colliding in such a interwoven, complex way. Beautifully told. Nothing simple and straightforward about any relationship that we saw there, and really metaphorical, you know. It was such an intimate story because so much of the movie was just about these two families, these 8 people, and it's easy to say that the poor were the parasite living off the rich, but I think there's so much more to it than that. You know, the rich live off the sweat and blood equity of the poor, and there's the poor make up the bulk of any nation. The working class make up the poor are the 1%, the 2%, you know, and I'm certainly not trying to get political here. But the rich can't be as rich as they are without having a lot of the common man working under them. Maybe that's not quite as strong a metaphor as it was back during the industrial age, manufacturing era, when that's where wealth was made. But even still, I don't think it's incredibly different in tech, for instance, in service industries. You need cheap labor. You need sweat equity of a ton of people who are living paycheck to paycheck so that those at the top can get rich. That's the nature of capitalism, I think. It's just the way it is, for all the pros and cons that come with that. So let's step away from the story for now, because, like I say, it was just so unique. I don't know another story quite like this. You know, so often you watch a movie and you go, oh, this reminds me of this, or it reminds me of that, or, oh, there's elements of this but also this, and they merge them together in a really interesting way. This seems like a wholly unique, new creation. It's just a brand new story. And maybe with a little bit of time to ruminate on it, I may, you know, see some parallels with stuff that I haven't seen yet. But for now, it just strikes me as something completely novel, something completely new. So let's put that aside. And let's just talk about the technical aspects of this movie. Beautiful script. It's always hard to tell the nuances of a script when it's in a foreign language and you're working off the subtitles, because idioms don't always translate perfectly. There's certain words, you know, there's cultural implications in language that don't translate with a subtitle. You have to be Korean to get all the little things that are implied in a script written in Korean for Koreans. So, despite that, it just felt honest and genuine, and these characters felt real and sympathetic, and it was rarely a script that told us something when it had the option of showing us something. It's always better to show instead of tell, and that was evident in this script. It was always about showing us before it needed to tell us anything. And even in the dialogue-heavy scenes, which there weren't a ton of, they were more about, like for instance, coaching dad to memorize his speech about tuberculosis, that sort of thing, where it shows the whole family's invested and they're coaching each other and they're all in on just getting a job. Don't realize, like, the only con was not saying that they were who they were, but they got the job, they earned the job, they did the jobs well. They were trusted members of that household. So yeah, really well scripted. I totally see why that script, A, because of the story, but B, because of the actual execution of each scene, deserved the best original screenplay. The cinematography, it was beautifully shot. But it wasn't, like I said during the commentary, it wasn't a movie that showed off its cinematography, that showed off its technical prowess, and yet every shot was beautifully composed without being pretentious or drawing attention to itself necessarily. Like some movies you watch and you can see the attention to detail in the composition of the cinematography. Wes Anderson, for instance, and it works to tell certain types of stories, but it doesn't work for every type of story. It works well for whimsy and charm, but it doesn't work for something that's perhaps a more serious topic, a little more grounded. So you can still compose your shots very thoughtfully and artistically, but you need to compose them in such a manner that they feel natural. They don't feel like they're framed, and so that takes a really interesting cinematographer's eye. And beyond that, you also need a set that lends itself to that without overwhelming, especially because so much of this movie takes place in that house. The house becomes a character in and of itself, especially when you find out some of the house's secrets. So the production designer, the art directors, the set decorators who created that home, I think did a really masterful job of creating an environment that really said a lot about who the people living in it were, both above and below, if that makes sense. Even the architecture, drastically changed as soon as you pulled that cupboard aside. It became grimy and barren. It's stark but beautiful up top. It at least in the public spaces, but like the kids' rooms especially, were full of things and stuff and personality and investment. The pantry downstairs was chock full of supplies and demonstrated that this family was set for life, metaphorically. And then you go through the hidden doorway, through this maze, always descending, and it's a bomb shelter. It's a bomb shelter, even though it was constructed as a panic room. It was constructed for the architect and his family in case of emergency, but nevertheless for them. And yet it was barren. It was literally a bomb shelter, a fallout shelter. That light switch, the Morse code, just so much that was just so novel about everything. The Indian teepee and the trauma of this child who really just saw a man, and yet it scarred him for life. And yet one session of art therapy from Sis, who's not even an art therapist, and the kid seems to be doing better. So, how much of it is in mom's head, in the parents' heads? I don't know. I'm a little... I'm rambling, and because I'm still I think the reason I'm rambling is because it's not the ending I was expecting at all. I think that's what it boils down to. The ending I envisioned would be that our poor family somehow swindled the Parks out of their home And then we'd be stuck with the moral quandary of whether they deserved that or not. It seemed like the direction we were going in when they were drinking in the empty house, talking about if this was our house, you know, what room do you want and all that sort of thing. It felt like we were leading in that direction. I certainly wasn't expecting violence and death. The sister might have been my favorite character, and she's the one that died. The housekeeper's husband went insane. Dad basically killed the ex-housekeeper. Mom killed the housekeeper's husband. And Dad is still trapped in the house. You know, they didn't even give us that happy ending of, Dad, I've got a plan and I'm going to get rich. And then we see him rich and we see him buying the house and we see Dad coming out. It feels like, okay, at least there's that. You know, like, even if Dad's been trapped in there for like 5 years or something, at least Dad's out. But instead, it's just a plan. And we know what Dad thinks of plans, and we have to think that it's better not to have a plan at all, because things don't work out the way they're supposed to. I mean, that's the underlying message of everything, because I thought this movie would work out in a different way entirely, and movies don't work out the way they're supposed to sometimes. It's good that they stayed on message that way. So it's such a bleak ending, because yeah, the son's talented, but his sister was more talented. The son was asking that question, do I belong here, before he went downstairs with the rock, before he was going to try and kill the couple. And I think we all knew the answer was no, he doesn't. Like he said, everyone feels so at ease, it's all so natural, and he always feels out of place. So how on earth is he ever going to earn enough money to live in those circles and buy a home like that? Thank you guys for recommending this movie to me. It's going to stick with me. A wholly unique movie watching experience. I cannot think of anything else that it reminds me of, and that's hard to do. You know, there's people that study story for a living, and depending on who's writing the book, there are only 9 or 15 or 3 stories in the whole world, you know, and this just doesn't seem to fit. And yet it feels so real. It feels so plausible. It feels so topical. It feels genuine. And that's the best thing a story can be. Thank you guys for joining me. I'd love to hear your feedback, your thoughts on this movie. I'm sure there could be so many different interpretations of a movie like this, simply because it is so unique and so ambiguous. So I'd really love to hear your thoughts and interpretations. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to have a say in what movie I watch next, check out my Patreon. We do weekly polls for movies there, and that's where your voice can be heard. It's also the best way to support the channel. You get early access, movie reactions a week or 2 in advance of everybody else. You can also see my full-length reactions there. So if you have your own copy of the movie, we can watch along together. Until next time, everybody, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.